up, YouTube? I'm Lance.
I'm Brett.
And this is Rants R Us.
And as always, guys, remember to, if you like our content, to please subscribe, like, share,
and leave a comment. Today we are going to be talking about what can we expect from Colin Farrell's role as Penguin.
Definitely not Danny DeVito.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, I know. I kind of like that too.
I never liked that part. Everybody's like, oh, he was such an iconic Penguin, and I'm like, why?
I feel like, everybody likes the Tim Burton films when it comes to Batman. I'm kind of the polar opposite on that. I like the first one, but I hated Batman Returns.
Yeah.
I just didn't
like Batman Returns. I didn't like that was the one where they brought in Penguin. It was easy to do the first one. That's Joker.
Penguin eating raw fish and things like that. That just didn't seem like,
like, it was gross.
That didn't really make any sense because Penguin in the series in the comics,
like cartoons and stuff, was like this high class, rich guy.
Well, I think the Cobblepots were supposed to be actually over what is Batman's butler's name? Alfred. Over Alfred's family at one time, where that they were kind of butlers.
I knew that in the I guess origin stories or whatever. The Cobblepots were like basically as rich as the Waynes.
And he was actually one that was I think the first one to kind of fall from grace. And that was kind of weird. That's why he went to stealing. He's trying to keep up his rich lifestyle.
And this, it was like they gave birth to him and he was deformed, so they threw him in the sewer. And
I know.
That was the Danny DeVito one.
I don't have anything against Danny DeVito. I just didn't think that was the right role for him. I thought that maybe.
I think Danny DeVito's a great actor. I've seen.
And he's funny. He's got kind of a likable
sense
of humor. He's even got a good dark sense of humor, which played well in that part. But I just felt like the character just wasn't right for him. It fit for a Tim Burton film, but it didn't. It didn't fit right for.
I'm over Tim Burton. Everybody makes a big deal about Tim Burton. I don't think he's this genius everybody tries to make him out to be.
No, I thought he kind of ruined Alice in Wonderland for me. I wasn't really big on Edward Scissorhands either, but I will say,
did he ruin Alice in Wonderland, or did Johnny Depp ruin Alice in Wonderland?
Johnny Depp's ruined a lot of things.
Johnny Depp definitely ruined Willy Wonka for me.
Willy Wonka, Lone Ranger.
But I heard that Colin Farrell's role as Penguin isn't going to be super large, but I still think he can do it. I think he can do that part justice.
Colin Farrell. I thought as Lord Percival Graves in the Fantastic Beasts series, I thought he did a really great job. I think if he brings that character to the Batman series,
I like Colin Farrell. He's been in a lot of good movies that I like. He played Jesse James in American Outlaws way back. But he did great.
I'm telling you,
that movie, The Recruit, about him going into the CIA, that was a great movie. I like Colin Farrell.
I do too. I think that, yes, I'm a little bit skeptical because he doesn't look like the role, but if according to the scenes that's been leaked of how he's going to look, I think he looks pretty cool. I'm into.
Yeah, I see a picture of him walking down the street with his cane and stuff. And
I think that's actually pretty cool looking.
That fits Penguin.
Yeah. Why does he always got to be, the chubby white guy?
He ain't got to be the short fat guy that eats raw fish and
flippers and with penguins.
It ain't got to be all that.
I kind of another person that I would have kind of liked in the role is the guy that plays Penguin off Gotham.
Yeah, I love that guy as Penguin. At first, when I first started watching Gotham, I was like, what? But he fit it. He made it his own thing, and that's what Colin Farrell's gonna have to do. Colin Farrell ain't gonna be able to get out there and try to play Penguin like Danny DeVito does. He's gonna have to make it his own thing. Kind of like Heath Ledger when he got Joker. He couldn't go out there and try to be Jack Nicholson. He had to make it his own thing, and he owned it. And
he did.
Colin Farrell's got the potential to do that with Penguin.
Yeah, I remember when he was took the reprising role as Joker. Remember us talking about it, thinking there's no way Heath Ledger is going to be a good Joker. And I was like, yeah, there's
I remember
no
him for
way.
10 Things I Hate About You, and these pretty boy roles.
Yeah,
and he just A Knight's Tale.
And I was like, Joker. I'm like,
can't be Joker, man. But he owned it.
Yeah, he owned it, and he was actually the best one ever. So.
You know, I think Colin Farrell would have made a good Batman instead of.
I could see Colin Farrell actually as a Batman.
Not instead of Robert Patterson. Christian Bale. Instead of Christian Bale, if they'd done Colin Farrell, I think he could have done that.
He's got the looks. He's kind of, you know. He's got that pretty boy kind of look, and he's also funny and rough.
He could play that playboy thing.
Yeah, and he's got kind of a rough demeanor too. Yeah, that would kind of fit into that.
Yeah, I think he could have done that.
Kind of
I mean, that was just.
But you know.
But that speaks to the kind of actor he is.
Like, he is really good, and like I said, I was really impressed with him as.
Now he's getting older, so I could see him as like the more mature Batman, or now Penguin. I think he's really going to do well as Penguin.
I think he will too. But I'm excited for the Batman movie anyway.
I'm excited for the Batman movie. I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. I think it's going to be a really good Batman.
You know, I know we go on over DC a lot, but you know, DC is actually
when it comes to superheroes and stuff like that. DC's my passion.
Yeah, it's kind of like the mainstream ones. I mean, think of like the cartoons that came out back in the 90s and 2000. You know, you're mostly talking about Spider-Man, Batman. Well, Spider-Man was Marvel, but I'm talking about Batman, Superman adventures, and
Batman, Superman. There was even Green Lantern.
Yeah, I mean
Arrow.
Even Young Justice has come out. You know, a lot of those.
Yeah.
And I'm a real big
even kind of Teen Titans Go. Like
Teen Titans Go.
My kids watch that show, and I've actually got caught up in it. Like I'll be sitting there watching it with them, and then they won't even be in the room. I'm like, why am I watching this?
I work for Screen Rant, and I have to do a lot of articles over Teen Titans Go and things along those lines. Because I also work with CBR too, and that is one thing that I've noticed that it's actually a brilliant cartoon because all it really takes place is in the living room. Like they'll go from whole episodes just in the living room, and then some in the kitchen, and that's basically it. And they don't really use that many bad guys. No. They'll have like a bad guy every now and then.
My kids love it.
But it's like
I actually kind of enjoy it at times. I gotta admit.
I mean,
it takes me kind of back, nostalgia a little bit.
Back in the early 2000s, I was barely a teenager at that point, but I really enjoyed the original Teen Titans.
Yeah,
that came out on Cartoon Network. That one was good. That kind of took more like a dark approach.
It did, and I think this is for like that, but that was for like young teens.
Yeah.
Well, this is for more like toddlers.
Yeah. It's made to increase toy lines and things like that. Yeah. And see, that's another thing. I really think when you're talking about merchandise sales, I really think that he would that Penguin would look good on as a toy and things along those lines.
Yeah, way better than Danny DeVito's Cobblepot would have.
Yeah, so I mean, kids are going to be more prone to go toward buy that kind of stuff.
When I was a kid, I wasn't going to go get no Penguin.
Oh, Danny DeVito eating a raw fish.
I wasn't going to get no Penguin action figure. He scared me.
Yeah, I know. He was kind of creepy. I mean,
he was pretty creepy.
But,
Danny DeVito, that was the part he was given. He played it well. But I think it's time for a different version of the Penguin, and I think Colin Farrell's going to give us that.
Colin Farrell did say this isn't going to be kind of a darker approach, but it's going to be a unique approach. And he said even though, in that interview with Kimmel, he said
playing a villain.
There's not very many parts.
You're playing a villain. It doesn't, you're going to have to be somewhat dark.
Yeah.
You got to. And this ain't a movie for kids.
No.
I mean,
and he doesn't.
I'm sure it's kid friendly.
And he doesn't have to take the burden of being the sole villain in this. There's going to be
there's going to be Catwoman.
So I mean,
there's heard some tell about Holiday.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. I ain't heard of him. So
he's kind of like a minor villain.
I'd like to see maybe a reboot of like Scarecrow.
I would too. I thought the guy that played in what is that called? Piggy Blinders.
Yeah,
I thought he did a really good job. I just felt like
he didn't get a big enough role with him as Scarecrow. It took me a minute to take him kind of seriously. Piggy Blinders.
I know. But
he won me over.
Yeah, he's another good actor. That's also one of my favorite shows I think too. Is Piggy Blinders.
I like this show, and I mean it's there's a lot of good shows from the BBC that I've gotten into.
No, yeah, definitely. But overall, I think Colin Farrell is going to be. I think he's. I feel like if DC just doesn't hurt themselves, they will help themselves.
And I feel like as long as he takes that role on and he makes it his own, he's gonna.
There won't be any wrong to it.
You can't go wrong if you take something and you make it.
He will be the Colin Farrell one. He don't need to be the Danny DeVito one.
Right.
Like that's what I feel like a lot of these actors are always trying to live up to the person that played that role, especially in superhero films. They're always trying to live up to the person that played the role the best.
I think so too.
And I feel like that's the wrong approach.
Even like in the 90s or whatever, when Val Kilmer was Batman, he was trying to do it like Michael Keaton did. When George Clooney took it, he tried to do it like Val Kilmer did. And even Christian Bale trying to do it the way Clooney did. It's all a cycle. You gotta try to take. You take on a role like that, you gotta make it your own, or you're gonna flop every time.
I almost kind of feel like that's the bad part of Hollywood now.
Ben Affleck took that role and made it nothing. Like, he didn't try to be anything.
No, he didn't.
Like,
see, I blame actually poor writing more than I blame.
I think Ben Affleck.
I think he had the look.
I think Ben Affleck tried to make that part his own, but it was bad directing.
There's not a whole lot you could do with a movie like Batman vs Superman. Like, that was like.
Yeah, I think maybe Ben Affleck deserves more of a chance to shine on his own instead of like Batman versus Superman or Justice League. Why not just keep him as his own Batman and give him a shot at it? But I'm not a big Ben Affleck fan.
I'm not either. But I
think you got the raw deal.
I kind of dig the kind of like the old look about him. You know, kind of like a more distinguished.
I would like that if they were
Playboy kind of.
I would like that if they were trying to bring in like Batman's son as the new Robin kind of thing. Yeah. To an older Batman, you would have to have an older Batman.
I think that would actually.
Where we're going now, you can't do that. Robert Patterson's like.
See, that's the bad thing. It's hard to incorporate Robin into a real life situation.
Now, I did think that Christian Bale was kind of a douche in that way, though. Because the whole reason that he was no longer Batman was he was like, oh, if y'all are going to do something about Robin, I quit.
Yeah, he kind of
didn't want to share the spotlight.
Yeah, and he kind of had that like nervous breakdown or something, and like attacked his mom in London or something like that too.
Oh, see, I didn't know about that.
He had like.
I believe it. Have you seen American Psycho?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some behind the scenes thing where he like really berates people. Like, he's not probably a fun guy.
Probably not. He's probably not somebody you want to work with.
No, I mean, hard to believe he played Moses in that one show. In that Moses show that come out, like, I forget the name of it. Come out a few years ago. Like, he played in that.
I think it was called Moses.
No, it wasn't called Moses. It was, I forget the name of it as a man. But either way, he kind of played like a little creepy part in that. I didn't like that movie too much. Yeah, he's got his own demons. And
it wasn't even him. It was who was it I was thinking about? I was thinking about Noah. I didn't like that movie.
No, I did not like that movie either. Yeah, I know he's done that. The guy played in Gladiator. But when it comes to Colin Farrell, I just feel like as long as he doesn't try to be someone he's not, I feel like he'll succeed in that role.
I think so too. I think he's gonna make it his own. I think it's really gonna be a good thing.
And I'm glad he's passionate.
I feel like Penguins. Colin Farrell has the capability to play that Penguin role where you almost want to root for Penguin.
Yeah.
Like, I was like that with Heath Ledger.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to root for him, even though I knew that's Joker. He's the bad guy, but he was just so charismatic about everything.
There was something,
and I can see that with Colin Farrell.
There was something kind of sinister about Heath Ledger's Joker, but then tantalizing at the same time. Yeah. Because it's like he was actually seeing the flaws in human beings and just using it against them. He was using their greed, all these things. He really wasn't any of that.
Yeah,
like, he
didn't want the money and stuff.
No, he didn't want the money.
That's not what Joker was
He wanted to prove a point.
Yeah.
More than he wanted anything. And I hope that Colin Farrell's Penguin you know, stays true to the. I hope more of the 1960s role. More than that too. I mean, if he does anything,
I can't wait to see it.
I just hope he does his own.
I'm excited about it. Like,
yeah, I am too.
I'm excited about the whole movie, but like, there's so many aspects that I'm getting excited about. Like,
and I feel
I'm excited to see what he can do as Penguin. Like,
and you know, and it's good, you know, that he's not having to take on the whole big role like what Heath Ledger had to do.
Yeah, that movie was all about.
I mean,
Joker was the.
Yeah. There's so many villains, and the show's probably not even going to be about really, or the movie's not even going to probably be about him going after.
I hope they bring in like a Harvey Dent at some point. Like,
it could be. I think the only thing I kind of worry about with the Batman films is I kind of worry that maybe they're bringing in just a little too much.
But I actually liked.
villains.
I actually like Tommy Lee Jones best as Two-Face.
I did not like him as Tommy.
I didn't like that. Aaron.
Of course, I didn't like that movie, Batman Forever.
Aaron Eckert, is that what his name is that they had playing Harvey Dent? And,
yeah.
I didn't like him.
Yeah, he was. I didn't really like him either. You know, I wasn't really a fan of either one. I feel like Harvey Dent over the years hasn't been cast with the right person, in my opinion. Of course, I didn't like Batman Forever, anyways. I mean, you know, that was just not.
I did at the time.
Yeah. I mean, Jim Carrey, you know.
Yeah,
mostly you can't go wrong with him. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, it was.
He had just done Ace Ventura.
It wasn't even
and all
Jim
those
Carrey
others.
though. Like I was more into the Two-Face role in that.
Yeah.
In that.
I mean,
Batman Forever.
I thought that.
But I like Val Kilmer as Batman before he became Fat Man.
Yeah, I know. Let's just say he could not fit into that role anymore.
Well, they'd have to build him a new bat suit.
Yeah, they would have to build it.
Fat suit.
Yeah. It's almost kind of sad at how far he's fallen.
Yeah.
From things, because like he was.
I ain't seen him.
I remember him back in Tombstone. Like I love his Doc Holliday. His Doc Holliday is
hands
awesome.
down. You cannot repeat that.
No.
Nobody could ever touch.
I don't even want to see a Tombstone.
I wouldn't want a reboot of that.
No. Like no one could do that.
Or whatever.
And
nobody could play that role like he did.
I almost kind of feel that way with Heath Ledger's Joker, and I hope I feel that way about Colin Farrell's Penguin.
I do.
But you know,
feel
who
that
knows?
way with Heath Ledger. So
maybe Colin Farrell, since he's not the main villain in this one, Colin Farrell said himself that there was only a few scenes that he was actually in.
Yeah, I think he said like 6.
Yeah. So it wasn't
but
like
he said they were
whole
great
lot.
scenes. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, if he can make it his own, I'm good with it.
So you excited about it?
I'm very excited about it.
I am too.
Well, as always, guys, if you like our content, don't forget to please subscribe, share, and
like and comment.
Always forget the last thing. All right, guys. Yeah, thank y'all for watching us.